Hi, everyone. Catherine Mattice here, founder and CEO of Civility Partners. We're doing an on-the-fly LinkedIn Live here with our newest employee, Suze Dickman-Perla. Hi,
Hello.
Suze.
Hello.
So Suze is our new learning and development specialist. She is going to be helping project manage our training clients, training our training clients, making sure that our clients are getting all the things they need. And we're super excited. So Suze, you have a ton of kind of cool background and everything. So I'm just going to dive into my interview. Tell us about your background because it's so interesting.
Sure. I was born in Yorkshire, England, moved to Australia when I was like 6, 7 years old. And then when I was 16, 17 years old, mom packed all our bags with dad and moved us to Malaysia and lived there ever since. And a year and a half ago, I moved over to Long Beach, California because I fell in love. So I married my husband and moved here.
Yeah. So I'm curious about what inspired your mom to move from Australia to Malaysia.
Oh, it was my brother. My brother married a local Malaysian, and because he's her favorite, so she was like, "Oh, your brother's moving to Malaysia. We all are moving to Malaysia." So,
Okay.
yeah, nothing interesting there.
I mean, this could go deep. How did he meet someone from Malaysia? Was she there in Australia or he was in Malaysia already?
No, he did a whole eat, pray, love sort of find yourself little thing and visited Malaysia. And while he was on holiday, he met my sister-in-law and fell in love.
That's so cute. I love that. And you have a super cute story too. I'm going to ask you about that. So tell us about your training background because you have a lot of that in your background too.
Sure. I have 15 plus years training experience in the BPO, the outsourcing industry. And in short, I worked with a lot of multinational call centers, everything from, the IT sector to hospitality to entertainment. And my main scope of work was sourcing out these new customers and basically setting up an entire training plan or training program from them from the time someone is hired right up to the time where they say, you know what, I've done my stint here. I'm going to move on to other opportunities. So I started out my career there, and then I moved on into operation management because I really wanted to understand, I've always seen it from a training perspective, but how does me as a trainer, how do I impact operations? And what better way to experience it than to actually manage an entire operation program? And that's exactly what I did. I was a operations and sales manager for two regions, Europe and Asia Pacific. And I managed sales and IT teams across 7, 8 different countries, maybe even more. I lost count. And over multinational languages and different time zones. So,
Wow.
yeah.
And I love hearing you talk because there's all these accents that come through depending on the word that you're saying.
That is a fun fact about me. My mom and my siblings would joke and call me an accent catfish because I could put on any accent dependent. So if I'm speaking to a bunch of Australians, I sound really Australian. And then when I speak to English people or some of my relatives, I sound proper British. And when I speak to Asians, I sound like, I'm selling fish in the street. So yeah, my accents
Well, having lived in Australia for a while myself, I do love it when I hear the O. There's a very distinct Australian O that they say. So I'm curious, what drew you to apply here at Civility Partners?
Well, doing my operations role and being based in Long Beach, California, I found working at nights absolutely exhausting. I would start off at 7 p.m., 6 p.m., and I would finish the next day at 8 a.m. And I wasn't doing what I truly loved, which was training. And so I went on LinkedIn and I came across your blog and one of your webinars, and I was like, this is a really cool individual. And, she's talking my language. She's not putting technical terms in what should be cultural or behavioral norms. You're making it simple and easy and something that's adaptable. So I clicked on the Civility Partners profile, and I saw there was a job posting for a trainer, and I was like, I'll try my luck. Maybe they would like me, and want to bring me on board.
Yes, well, you were hands down the favorite. So, so glad that we snagged you. I was telling you, I'm pinching myself that she wants to work with little us, our little team. What are you looking forward? So you've been here for what? Not going on 2 weeks, I guess. What are
Yeah.
you most looking forward to in joining our team and adding value to Civility Partners? Because I know you bring a lot.
Well, definitely bringing more of a cultural influence to the organizations in America. As we're done in a new age where hybrid work is the new norm. So companies and organizations have that flexibility to hire people from different backgrounds in different countries speaking different languages and skills all over the world, and they're not just limited to in America.
Mm-hmm.
But with that kind of freedom, comes great responsibility. We now need to know how to lead individuals from different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very excited to bring, all these experiences that I've, been very fortunate to gather over the last 15 plus years, and, help Civility Partner, inject a little bit or a lot of these different experiences and take what we have right now to the next level and make it global.
Yeah, awesome. Well, we're excited to have you help us do that. So I'm curious, what are some of your absolute favorite topics to deliver training on? If you had to pick one or two, what would they be?
My first one, and it's very close to my heart, is emotional intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
I love talking to people. I love speaking about and really, bringing a lot of attention to emotional intelligence, because I feel that as individuals, not just leaders, if we have the basic foundation of what EQ is all about, all the other competencies, all the other skills will slowly fall into place and gets easier to develop. So
Right.
that's just one. And another one that I absolutely love training is, on role plays.
Mm.
I love, bringing up new ideas and new techniques on how we can assess people rather than just saying, you're the customer, I'm the client, let's pretend. So, yeah, my top two favorites.
And we've already seen some of that in the little bit of work you've done with us already on role plays in our training. So super excited about that. All right. So fun fact about you. Tell us how you met your husband, because it's such a cool story. Not a safe story, but a cool story.
So this would be, some people would see it as very romantic, but I would like everyone to kind of look at it as a PSA, a public service announcement. So just like my siblings before me, I decided to make a trip to the US, many years ago, I think 5, 6 years ago, and do this whole eat, pray, love thing. I wanted to find myself at Disneyland. So bought my ticket, I flew in. I was living in LA, and my hotel was in LA, sorry. And I got lost. I got lost walking around, and my phone died. So I sat at the side of the road. I started crying. And this 6'2", 6'3" Latino guy with a thick beard walks up to me and it's like, "Are you okay? Do you need help?" And I started crying. And I was like, "I'm hungry. My phone is dead. And I'm probably, never going to see Disneyland." And he was like, "Well, I'll give you a lift to your hotel and, you'll be okay." And without thinking, Catherine, I jumped into his car. And the moment the car door locked, immediately in my head was like, I'm going to die. Like, this is it. This is going to be my experience in America, my first ever experience in America. But he didn't. Thank goodness. He dropped me into my hotel.
He didn't murder you. Good to know.
He didn't murder me. He dropped me off and he said, Suze, he's like, you said you were hungry. I could take you, to go eat something. And I turned around and I laughed and I said, well, as long as you promise not to kill me. And we went out for, I think, was it lunch or an early dinner? And long story short, he ended up going to with me to Disneyland. And this was probably the third day that we knew each other and we were talking. He turns around during the entire fireworks in front of Cinderella's castle, and he says, I've fallen in love with you." And you're going to be my wife. I don't know how, but we're going to figure it out. And yeah, so 2 years ago,
history,
yeah,
as they say.
2 years ago, we got married. And then because of COVID, I couldn't move here sooner. So year and a half later, here I am.
Oh,
Finally.
I'm getting goosebumps. I love that story. It is a PSA, but also a very romantic story. Yeah.
Very big PSA. I always tell people, it's romantic, but it could have turned out very badly for me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I was fortunate.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited to meet him. And Jenny on our team, she says, "Hi, Suzzane. Welcome aboard." So thank you so much for joining me here so that we could tell the world that you're with us now. Josh says that was a beautiful story. Thanks, Josh, for tuning in.
Thank you.
I'm just super excited. You bring a whole bunch of experience that no one on our team currently has, and just really looking forward to taking Civility Partners to the next level with you on the team. So I know you'll help us get to the next level. So excited.
Yes, me too. When few are gathered, we can conquer the world. So I'm excited to be part of a mighty team.
Yes, we're small but mighty. All right. Thanks, everyone.